He had everything, the most powerful position in the known world, an empire of millions, armies, wealth, authority that no one could question. And every single morning, before the world demanded his attention, he sat alone and reminded himself that none of it mattered more than one thing. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and what he wrote for no one but himself is still being read 2,000 years later. He became Emperor of Rome at 40. He had not sought the role. It found him. For 19 years he led through plague, war, and the death of most of his children. He faced betrayal from people he trusted. He governed an empire in permanent chaos, and through all of it, he kept a private journal. Not to be remembered, not to be published. Simply to hold himself to account, to remind himself every day of what he believed and who he intended to be. We only have it because someone found it after he died. He called it Meditations. The idea at the center of everything he wrote is deceptively simple. You cannot control what happens to you. You can only control how you meet it. Not with a forced smile, not with false positivity, but with something much harder and much more useful than either. A clear mind that refuses to be defined by circumstances. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And here is what most people miss. He was not writing this as advice for others. He was writing it as a daily reminder for himself. The most powerful man in the known world needed to be reminded of it every single day. Because the mind forgets. The moment things get hard, and they always get hard, the mind turns to what it cannot control. The unfair situation, the wrong decision someone else made, the way things should have been. Marcus Aurelius noticed this in himself and corrected it, daily, without drama. He wrote something that does not translate perfectly from Latin, but what it means is this: the obstacle is not in your way. The obstacle is the way. Every difficulty, every setback, every situation that feels like it is stopping you, contains within it exactly what you need to move forward. This is not optimism, it is observation. He watched it play out across battles, plagues, and personal loss across 19 years. The people who collapsed under difficulty were the ones who fought against the reality of it. The ones who grew were the ones who learned to work with it. He had no shortage of difficulty to test this on. He wrote those pages for himself, at night, on campaign, between battles and decisions that shaped the known world. And yet here we are, still reading the private thoughts of a man who understood, 2,000 years before the word became fashionable, that the quality of your life is determined not by what happens to you, but by what you do with your mind. They told us. We forgot to listen.